My name's Greg Kozar. I'm the carpentry teacher here at Rolesville. We are part of this S.H.E.D competition, but not this year. We're in training for next year. This is only our second semester of having carpentry, so we need a third semester, but we will be having a team here next year.
How many kids is in your carpentry program?
Right now there's 40. There'll be more next year.
That's a lot. 40 is a lot.
They have to pass the basic course of construction course, and that goes for all three of the trades. So if they get certified in construction core, not only OSHA certified, but in construction core, then they can elect to be at our school, HVAC, carpentry, or electrical. But they have to have that basic certification. Then from there, once they have the level 1, then they can compete, whether it's in HVAC or electrical or carpentry. So that most of the first year safety, learning tools, things like that. And then this is a after school type project where we'll be partnered up with a contractor, and they'll bring their people to help us with any questions we have. They are our sponsors. They will help us with material. They'll help us with their knowledge. And a lot of times what happens there, they build a relationship with the kids, and they'll hire them right as soon as they come out of high school.
Right.
So they have the opportunity to help train their workers as they're helping us.
Yeah,
so it's a win-win for both of us.
Yeah, they come in with more knowledge than some people working there already.
Oh yeah. So they'll, like for Volt, since we've had Volt competition before, 2 of the girls that won it are back here working for LL Van. So they're here now helping LL Van work.
Right.
And it's starting to grow where not only you have a first generation of kids that graduate and move on, now we're starting to groom the second generation. So their bosses may be from our high school.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what we have here. And the Terry teacher over here, he's been doing it since they started. Last year, all 6 of their kids got offers for jobs.
Yeah, you mentioned girls in the program. So what's the percentage? Is it a pretty good percentage of girls?
No. It's not in any trade. They're very valuable, and they got a great part, a project manager part. Some of them like to do the hammering and the electrical, but there's just not enough. And they're very good. I mean, you'll see down there, their team came in 3rd last year, the girls team.
Right.
And they can work together. And this skill, or this S.H.E.D competition, is a lot. It's like a football team, basketball team. There's got to be communication, the same terminology, and that's where the contractors help us out. Say, okay, this is what we're doing in the field now. You know, I haven't been in the field for some years. I have old techniques that doesn't change a whole lot, but there's new material, new things that they're trying, and that's what we like about the contractor aspect of it. They can bring in that stuff, and they provide all the PPEs for the competition, and the hard hats, the vest, you know, and everything else is done through the school.
Right. Now talk a little bit about your shed here, because I know it's important for you to sell them so you can put the money back in the program.
The selling of this doesn't go to each individual school.
Right.
This goes to Connect for Success, the one who are putting this on, who, you know, rents all this equipment, all the generators and that, and that's their part of it. But they're great sheds, and we like to sell them. But next year, we're going to have some practice sheds for sale, which will come back into Rolesville High School.
Okay.
So that's what we're planning to do to help boost ours, so we can get some of the tools that we don't have.
Right.
Because we're limited in a budget for the county. But we want to set up our alumni club or booster club for our trades, so we can, right now we're short on Z flashing for here. So if we were building it, we wouldn't have to wait 2 months to get it through the school. We could run the Lowe's and use our booster club and would have it right there.
Right.
So, and the contractors help us out with that. You know, like all these ladders and that were bought through these teams selling sheds.
Gotcha.
You know, we're going to start off at the beginning of the year with dog houses. And those will be for sale too, which can be converted into anything.
Right.
So, but on a smaller scale. Then we'll start doing this around November-ish. We'll be working on it.
So this shed looks like it's maybe 12 by 16. Is that about
I think it's 10 by 12.
10 by 12?
Next year they're going to be bigger. Next year they're also going to have to make their own doors. So they're going to be more like barn doors.
Yeah.
Cost of everything's going up, and the quality of the doors are not going up with the price.
Right.
So
That's right.
we're going to try something different. The sheds are going to be a little bit bigger. They're going to have the barn doors. We will be able to build them in-house and bring it. That'll be an advance. I mean, we don't have to sit here and build it.
Right.
So we can use that.
So if someone wants to buy one of these, how much they cost, do you know?
Last year they were $3,000. Now, probably that's less than the materials cost. But there's a delivery fee of $300, I think, and Shed Depot delivers it.
Okay.
So and some may change depending upon where they have to put them in your property. You know, that may change, but the basic fee I think was $300. I don't know right now. And we'll have it here again next year.
Yeah.
It's growing. It's bigger than it was last year. Did you get an opportunity to go in that simulator?
I did.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Did you wreck anything?
No, I didn't do anything. I just talked
Were
to
you
him.
just watching them?
Yeah, and they he explained all of them,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
This is the all-female team. Do you want me to get the teacher over here?
You could. You could.
Let me see where he's at. But this is both. This is a female team here.
Yeah. And they are from Holly Springs, you said?
Yep, they're from Holly Springs. Actually, let me move this over a little bit. Right there's
All women team.
all women team. And like I said, last year they came in third.
Yeah, well, that's
So
cool.
Let me get the teacher over here, and he may be able to tell you a little bit more about it. All right?
Hey, Mike,
Hi.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
I used to own my own contracting business. Did that for about 10 years. I had a teaching degree prior to that. I used to teach at Cary High School. Went out, worked in the field for a good 10 years, and looked like 2008 was going to be a recession and all buildings stopped. So I went back to teaching, and I've been at Holly Springs ever since. So it's been about 16 years there.
How many is in your program at Holly Springs, your carpentry program?
About 120 kids.
120 kids. So how many classes? Is that 3 or 4 classes?
That's 6 classes over the entire year. So I get 60 per semester.
How about that? That's a lot.
It is, yeah.
And I see here you got a women's team, a all-female carpentry
We
team.
do. We had an interest in it. I get girls in my classes all the time. And when we started doing this shed competition, I was like, asked some of the girls if they were interested, and they were like, absolutely. So they came out here, and they've been doing it ever since. So it's been about, I think this is the 5th year that we've had a girls team, and they're doing great. Their work is beautiful.
How many is on the team?
There's 7 girls. There's 6 that are active on the field at any one time, and 1 alternate that, usually a underclassman that doesn't have much experience, but we try to get them in there, when they're needed. And it gives other people a break, but they get some experience doing this.
So do you think they're doing it for just the fun of it, or you think they make a career out of something
Oh no,
similar?
I've had many of them make careers out of this. I had one girl, she got hired at age 17 by the town of Apex to be a building inspector. That was 2 years ago. She now makes more money than I do.
I bet.
As a teacher. I had another one that got a full ride to Alabama for a dual major in architecture and structural engineering. I've got other students at NC State, 3 or 4 of them, that are all taking engineering classes there. I've got one student, well, there's several that are working with these contractors around here that were my former students that went to college and are now, I've got one over here with Gil Bain, that's a structural engineer. I've got 2 or 3 others out here that started right out of high school, but they're now superintendents. I have one kid that's working in Durham on a high-rise. He's running the whole project, and I had him about 5 years ago, but he went to work right out of high school. They hired him, I think he started out at Precision Walls and then switched contractors, and I think he's with Samet Corporation now.
Right.
But he's in charge of the whole project. He's got 200 people working underneath him, and he's only 23 years old.
That's good.
Yeah, he's making a lot of money.
So, and the need is out there for trade
huge.
people.
I've already had several of these general contractors come over here. They want some of these girls
Right.
to work for them, and over there. So, you know, that's what this is all about, is connecting the students with industry.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do. And if the kids want to go to college and work for these guys during the summertime or on their breaks, they can do that while they're going to college. But these companies need and want those kids.
Yeah.
Because they've got hands-on experience.
Do you have an apprenticeship program?
We do.
So you put them with companies at times, or?
Well, we have to be careful because they've got to be 18 years old. But Wake County has changed the rules on that, and we are now allowed to send them out when they're 16 years old with their parents' consent. But there's a lot of paperwork and liability that sort of ties the school system to the employer until the student graduates from high school. So yes, we're doing that too.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
it sounds like this is a good program. You got a lot going on with
it's a great program. And if these kids do nothing else with it, they're going to be a homeowner someday.
Right.
And they're going to be educated on
how to fix
their own stuff. And if they hire somebody to do something, they'll know what they're looking at.
Do you teach them to build a deck?
Well, we do everything.
Yeah, so I know a lot of homeowners.
We do. I mean, we're primarily carpentry, but we do plumbing, masonry, and electrical. We're going to be competing with Skills USA in Teamworks in Greensboro in about a month. And we've gone to nationals for that. So, you know, this is sort of an entry to any part of the construction industry. So it's a great program.
It is a great program. Well, thanks for talking to me.
You're welcome. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Now, Tim, he's here at Rolesville High School.
Yes, sir.
So you've been on the show a few times. Tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do out here.
Well, I'm Tim Style, the electrical trades instructor. I started in 2014, and I own my own company too, heating and air electrical company. And I wanted to come out and impart knowledge onto these students. They're fantastic, and I was sitting on the couch debating what I want to do with myself because money wasn't my motivator anymore because I made a lot. And this fell into my lap. I'm a high school diploma guy, so I didn't know this was an opportunity, and it became an opportunity, and I did the classes, got my teacher license, and now I get to impart the wisdom onto these kids and pass it along.
And it's an opportunity for a lot, not even like you yourself, but also for the kids too. It's a big opportunity for them to get into trades business, right?
They're in dire need for these guys to get into the trade business, but it's people first for me. I want them to follow through if they want to come this way. Don't force them to come this way. I want them to come this way. And I mentor them after school, build up their credit. We get them, you know, homeowners. I got several homeowners at 20 years old. This guy right here, 21, homeowner, general contractor.
And he was one of your students?
One of my students, and it's funny because it's full circle. Because now I work for him. I go wire his houses that he's general contracting. So
Right. That's amazing.
it's beautiful. And then I got a heating and air guy that does the same thing. I give him the heating and air, and we do the electrical sharing.
So how old is this guy?
He's 21.
He's 21.
Jaden Cox, straight. Yep.
21, got his own business, making pretty good money.
Yep. Through Rolesville. That's how they got the pass. And all these contractors out here that you see today are all for these kids to come on board and earn a career and a living.
Tell a little bit about the Volt program. I understand that's your program, kind of your baby.
Yeah, that's my baby. The Volt is these students, they go two per booth in a team, as a team. They get a box of materials and they get some conduit, and they got a plan, and then they got to execute the plan and install all the materials. They get a 4-hour build time. Then we take lunch, and then we go upstairs and we're going to do a 1-hour written test on code and safety. And that's this competition.
So they're about wrapping it up, looks like.
Yeah, well, they got a couple more hours on the build. Today they started a little late. I think they're going to 1 on the build, and then we're going to take a break for lunch. 1:45 to 2, we're going to go upstairs for the code test and the safety test.
Yeah, and how many schools? Is it just 3 schools doing the Volt? Or
no, right now we have South Garner's here, Millbrook's here, Bunn High School's here, Rolesville High School, and Fuquay.
Okay.
Yep, so five schools over here, and I think there's 9 or 11 over there.
And it looks like it's 25 booths, so that means there's 25 teams? Or
that's 25 teams, that's 50 students that are participating. Wake Forest Inspection Department comes out and does the judging. So it's a community project. Everybody around's trying to help everybody else to make a wonderful event for these guys, and they get the experience of being under pressure a little bit, and feeling that, type atmosphere.
Yeah, we went over and talked to Michelle a little bit, and some people over on the S.H.E.D side. But what else do we need to see before we leave?
I guess if you walked all the way around, you've seen it. We got LL Van here. They've been a super sponsor for us.
What is up there at the?
Be Pro, Be Proud. We have that out there. It's a simulator truck that has truck driving in it. You can go welding. You can do crane operator, and there's several other things going on.
So that's not part of this program?
Well, it's part of our deal, yes. It's part of us.
It looks like it's...
we just had to put it over there for parking.
It looks like it's a Rolesville High School thing from here. Is that what that is? Or who's
Be Proud, Be Pro? Connect for Success NC is... And I'm not sure if it was Connect for Success NC or Wake County, because I know they go around to a lot of the middle schools, too. And we have middle schoolers coming out today to get onto the truck as well. But we brought it here.
Yeah, I saw a lot of
middle
schools.
It was awesome. It's very. You guys can go inside and check it out.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll do next.
It's good.
Well, cool. Well, thanks.
Yes,
man.
you're very welcome.
Anything you need, let me know. Tell us a little bit about, what is this? What is your purpose? And
so what we do is we take this truck all over the state, talking to 8th graders up to seniors in high school. So what we're trying to do is show them about the technical careers. So that is welding, plumbing, electrician, carpentry, the work they're doing out there at the S.H.E.D competition. So they come in and we talk to them about scholarships, apprenticeships, and about where they can find jobs and training, and then we allow them to actually get their hands on the simulators. So when y'all walked in, they get to drive the truck.
Yeah, I saw the truck.
We have our virtual alignment bucket. They get to be, we have 3 different VR stations. We have a robot, we have 3D printers, we have CNC machines, we have a crane simulator, we have a forestry simulator. So they're allowed to we talk to them and then they're allowed to actually get their hands on it and just kind of get a feel of what they might like.
Yeah.
Because college isn't for everybody. But what we're trying to do is say, hey, if you want to go to college, that's great, but there's also these opportunities that you might want to get into. And it just helps kids, gives you options. Shows them what else is out there. Not, here's a path, but then there's a path. This is a path, and this gives a different direction.
So do you talk to them about what their potential of money is? Because I know truck drivers make a lot of money.
Our website,
lineman makes a lot of money.
Our website, the BeProBeProudNC.org, it has jobs that North Carolina has told us. This is what people are making in North Carolina. This is how many jobs are available. This is what we need.
Right.
So truck driving, if you take a truck driving job now, it takes 6 weeks to get your CDLs, 40,000 up to start, and that's the low end. 6 weeks.
Right.
A lot of kids don't really understand that. Line workers could be 6 weeks to 8 weeks, 6 months to 8. People don't understand a lot of these jobs in 4 or 5 years.
Right.
I myself went to school for 6 years. Could make a whole lot more money if I went to school for this doing 6 months than I went to school to get my master's in 6 years. That's why I try to tell the kids, school's great. We need doctors, we need lawyers, we need people to go that route.
But you need linemen too.
It's not gonna be, yeah, exactly. You have to have the power on.
Right.
So that's what we try to explain to them. What's out there, and then hopefully they'll listen and they'll kind of explore a little bit, but that's what we're trying to do.
Well, if you don't mind, walk around a little bit and show us some of the things you got. So,
well, this is our forestry. He's running our forestry machine right now.
Okay.
So on this machine, they can actually load, strip, and cut the logs.
Okay.
So this one.
So you take this machine out into the field, out into the forest, I guess.
This is the same exact machine that you would have, that you see on the side of the road when they're cutting the trees down and stuff.
Yeah.
This is the same machine.
That's good.
This is our crane, so a boom truck. So they're actually getting to unload and load stuff off a boom truck. Mm-hmm. He is actually on our VR. He's actually being a diesel mechanic right now in the VR.
Gotcha.
We have a 3D printer. We have a CNC machine that we show him how it works. And so he's actually being a lineman right now in the corner. He's actually being a line worker.
Yeah, so he's getting up, and that's looks like he's got a virtual headgear.
Alltech is a company locally that makes the bucket for the truck, and so they donated that to us. So that's the actual one the kids will go up. That's the actual control box that they'll actually use to go up in the air and work on the power lines. Here's our robotic arm. Let me turn it on for you if you don't want to see it move.
Yeah, this looks pretty neat. So it's a lot of manufacturing. Well, you got a picture here up on the wall. So a lot of manufacturing is almost all robotic, right?
It is. Nowadays it is. Either that being good or bad, but it is all robotic. So this is our robotic arm we let the kids use. We used to let the kids control this, but it didn't work out well with 8th graders.
Right.
So we now they get to watch it work, and then they can watch a video on like the basics of how all this works,
right,
and what they actually would use the thing for. Then in the back we have our welder.
Yeah.
So the kids actually get to put the helmet on and actually get to virtually weld.
So they get to weld something.
They get to weld. They will actually get to put the real helmet on and weld a whole weld line together. And this teaches them basic hand placement, hand movement.
Yeah. Well, this is pretty
and then
good.
we have our videos kind of explaining them more about the money and what's in the area. But we do about 150 kids a day, 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm. And you go all over the state.
North Carolina has 2 trucks. We are the Mebane to the coast truck, and then the other truck does like Winston, Greensboro, Raleigh, all that. We're the eastern truck.
Right.
So usually Raleigh's our big area for us, and it's a big area. So there's a lot of schools that Raleigh. There's like 45 middle schools in Wake County.
Right.
In this area. So we try to go to 4 schools a week and see as many kids as possible. Basically it's 13 and up.
Okay.
And I will say this truck's not just for high school or middle school. You could be 80 years old if you want to start a new career and go to our website and start a new career. Mm-hmm. So it's for everybody.
So Be Pro, Be Proud, is that a non-profit organization?
Yes,
or what?
North Carolina owns this.
North Carolina.
We have a few private sponsors, but North Carolina is the one that funds this truck. They build it, they run it.
Gotcha. So it's sort of like a state organization
Yes,
or
sir.
something? Gotcha. Well, good.
Yes, it is. North Carolina has to vote every year, and they run this for us.
Good.
So we can see as many kids as possible.
Well, that's good. That is really good. Well, thank you a lot. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank y'all for coming on.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what you got going on today.
So we've been doing Connect for Success for 8 years.
8 years.
It's Connect for Success NC.
2 years at Rolesville.
2 years at Rolesville now. Is it 2 or 3? This is the 3rd year.
So this is the 3rd one?
I think so.
Yeah,
so we started out at Cary High School, and it was funny because we started out with like 5 sheds in 2017. And we did it in the Buswood parking lot. Well, we started growing more sheds, more sheds, more sheds. Then we added the Volt.
Right.
VOLT stands for Vocational Occupational Learning Trades. SH.E.D stands for Students Hands-On Experience Day. Once we added VOLT, we couldn't fit in the Cary parking lot anymore.
Right.
So I talked to Mr. Style about possibly coming to Rolesville because they have so much real estate. And so it's just been history being here. And now we add the middle school immersion, where I have contractors doing displays for the middle school students. And it's just, we got to start catching them younger and younger and younger.
That's right.
So what happened when before I started this business, I was meeting with contractors constantly. Every meet we'd go to, we'd talk about the skilled trade shortage, right? And I was like, you guys sit in these round tables, you talk about it, let's do something. It was the Cary High School teacher, Mr. Kimberly, who said, well, I've always thought about doing a shed. So it was his brainstorm. And my contractors jumped on going, yes, 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 let's do it. And so it's just continually grown and grown. Franklin County participates here now. Granville County reached out 2 weeks ago. Michelle, we want to get involved with Connect for Success NC. And so I told Billy from Bunn, if I can get Granville started, we can put Franklin back to Granville and do it there. So we actually did Pender County 2 weeks ago. In Wilmington, they had started out with 5 sheds, and they had Carteret County, they had Onslow was last year. This year they had Brunswick County, and we've had a lot of CTs come out from the other district going, we want in next year, we want in next year. So it's just amazing how it just grows itself. But we average 50 to 60 students a year getting a career in construction from what we're doing. Because I tell the kids when I go in the classroom, this shed contest and this vault contest has nothing to do with the contest.
Yeah.
It's about building relationships and getting interviewed and getting recognized for your skills. So that way, I tell them, I said, when you're out here, you don't wear your pajama bottoms. You dress for success like you're going to be a contractor. I don't want to see any Crocs. I don't want to see cut-off shorts. I don't want to see pajama bottoms. You dress like you're on the job. I don't want to see your cell phones out. Because this is like an interview. My contractors are looking at you for a possible employee. And what's really been fun is from 8 years ago, my students who are now contractors are actually the contractor partner now. A full circle has happened. And that is just the most fulfilling feeling when they, the students call and say, Miss Michelle, my company's not a member of Connect for Success, but we want in on SH.E.D. I want them to join. I'm like, you are my student from Rolesville. You are my student from Cary. How cool is that?
It is very cool. So it sounds like it grows every year.
It does.
So how many sheds you up to? How many are you building? You're building 11?
And we need to sell them because I need to get the revenue back from my lumber.
Right.
Because Lee County is at the end of April in Sanford.
Yeah.
So we got one more this year for Lee County, and then we're done with this year for this program. But we also do an event called Tools to Schools. So we go into the gymnasium, we get all these kinds of like you see down there, to bring in pieces to put in the kids' hands because I'm trying to catch not just the CTE students, but also students that aren't even thinking about that as an option. So we touch more kids, then they go, aha, that is enough. It's more than just shovels and dirt, right?
It is.
I mean, there's estimating, there's project management, there's designing, there's marketing.
So Wake County schools, all the schools have CT programs?
No,
CT?
not all of them, but a good share of them.
Good share of them?
So right now, Wake County schools, there's 10 carpentry programs, and this is the cool thing. When we first started this, the reason I started Volt was for Mr. Style.
Right.
Because he would come and support the carpentry contest every year, but he didn't have anything because it was on the I actually started Volt because of Mr. Style.
Right.
Now, Wake County has 3 electrical programs.
3 electrical programs.
Because of what we're doing, but I'd like to see an electrical program in every school. So over here, what we have at the Volt contest, there's 50 teams this year, which is, 25 teams, 50 students. So what's cool is Ag Mechanic does teach a little bit of electrical. So my electrical contractors are going into those classes for Ag Mechanic in Wake County and teaching them. So we've got, I think, 15 or 16 Ag Mechanic students in there competing. Last year, they beat 10.
Right. That's cool. So it's three electrical programs in Wake County. And
10
it's
carpentry.
10 carpentry. Now, I was thinking last year when I was talking to you, it was going to be some HVAC programs.
There is. Rolesville just started an HVAC program, so I'm going to start meeting with Mr. Palmer about a contest that we can design for HVAC. We also have a welding contest called Spark.
Right.
And we do that up in Wake County, up at Capitol Boulevard. And again, that's Ag Mechanic students. It's really cool. So when the Ag Mechanic teachers came and said, Michelle, we do Volt and we do SH.E.D. Can we do something with welding? And I'm like, well, what do you want to do? And we start talking. We'll come to find out their welding stations were made out of wood. I'm no contractor, but I know
That's
you
not
can't
safe,
ground wood.
Yeah, that's not really
so
safe.
I said, well, okay, we'll do it, but your first contest is going to be welding stations.
Right.
So I had a member donate all the fabrication materials
That's
for
good.
welding. And so now Wake County, all those schools have
Good.
welding.
You don't do plumbing, do you?
Not yet, because there's no schools that are doing it. So I try to follow what the schools are doing, and then I try to push the schools to start incorporating. The other thing I try to do too is I go around these contractors. If you're retiring, have you considered being a teacher? Because you do not have to have a teaching degree to teach CTE.
Right.
You have to have at least 6 years in the field of experience, and then they can give you what you need for the training. So so many, I tell them, your body's tired of climbing and crawling, come teach the trades that we're so short on. Because who knows better than you?
Yeah, I think that's Tim's background. I don't think
It
he
is.
has a
He's an
background teaching.
electrician.
He was in the trade
No.
and kind of now
And
teaches
they
it.
make the best teachers.
They do.
Because they're more real life. These are real life experiences we're trying to teach you.
That's exactly right.
One year I had a student and he was kind of mouthing off to the inspector, which is the judge. So the inspectors are real life inspectors, judges. And I said, you know, this is a really cool experience for you, because if you were on a real job site and you mouthed off like that to an inspector, guess what would happen to you? Your job would get shut down.
Yeah,
they have the power of the pen.
Yeah, usually they try to be friendly with the inspectors, don't they? They try to.
But everything we do with this, we try to incorporate real life situations so that they can learn from it.
Right.
And
Well,
so,
great.
You know, so they've learned so many soft skills in addition to.
Well, great having us back out here this year. So you think you're going to be permanently at Rolesville now?
I think so, because the principal just came out a minute ago. He was talking to me, and I told him, I said, you know, we could never be back at Cary with what we got. He said, Michelle, as long as you want to come here, I'll find the real estate for you.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a
I
lot.
think we'll see HVAC in the next year or two.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Guys, thanks for coming out.
Well, just that we want to thank Mr. Perry, our principal here, for being able to hold this event here. He's assured us, as long as he's a principal, he sees the value in the trades, and he wants this here every year now, so that we can expose our student body to what they may not see outside. The county, we want to thank them, and Mr. Stow, who started the trades here, who's done an amazing job with the electrical side. He got me on board for the carpentry side, and I just hope that we can match what he's been doing. And he works tirelessly doing this. He's here after school, involved with all the contractors, and I'm happy to be able to take some of that work off of his plate. And now with our HVAC, Mr. Palmer, we have the only school in Wake County that has 3 trades. So we hope to be able to expand on that, but again, we're thankful to everybody in the county and the principal here at Rolesville.
Whoever scheduled today did a really good job, because it's a pretty day.
What's that?
I said whoever scheduled today did a really good job, because it's a pretty day. So,
oh yeah.
So I don't know who scheduled
There's somebody up there listening and answering our prayers.
It turned out really great.
Yeah, it did.
So thank you, and you wraps this up tomorrow. So
we wrap this up. The Volt will be done doing their work at noon, and then they have to actually take a code test.
Right.
A book work after lunch. We'll finish these sheds tomorrow. They're done. The whistle blows. They're done. If a shed isn't complete, Friday the teachers come back and finish it up. Last year we only had one, and there wasn't a whole lot to do. The doors weren't hung right or whatever.
Gotcha.
But the teachers come back and assure that every shed is fit for the public.
Pass inspection.
Yeah, pass inspection.
Well, thank you.
You again for coming. Hope to see you here again next year.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Nice seeing you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that kind of wraps up today. Appreciate everybody joining, and we'll talk to you at the next event.